Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for April 26th to May 3rd, 2024. We're going to take 3 nice deep breaths now. I invite you to join me so that we can bring our energy into sync across time and space. With each breath, just settling more deeply into ourselves, back into these beautiful bodies that house our spirits. And I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only supporting you in being fully present, but it is also providing us all with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves us can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for our new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children now and in the future to do the reading of the week for April 26th to May 3rd, 2024. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide it in as clear and clean and uplifting and positive a manner as possible for our highest and greatest good. I invite my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time, to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of love, of light, of wisdom, of healing, transformation, of peace, of grounding, whatever is uppermost for us right now, whatever will be most helpful for this coming week, may be pulled into this circle for our good and the good of all life on this planet and the good of Mother Earth herself. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions of love and light, clarity and wisdom is welcome to go now. Okay, let's get on with the reading, shall we? All right, Creator, for this week, April 26th to May 3rd, what would be most helpful for us to know, for us to understand, for us to get a grasp of, so we can be at our best, we can bring our best forward into life, we can be of greatest service? What would be most helpful, Creator, please? Okie dokie. Starting with Craftsmanship, 8 of Pentacles. It's in the past position, which means it's information from our past that is relevant to our present and our future going forward. It's things that we need to be mindful of and aware of that are relevant to right now. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, the Craftsmanship card. This is the diligent application of attention, intention, and will to developing skills, developing ability, developing anything really. You know, learning to play a musical instrument requires practice daily. Becoming an excellent artist or learning to draw requires taking sketches regularly, every day, ideally. Learning to cook, doing it over and over again. Repetition. Repetition makes us a master. So this quality of diligent application of focus and attention and energy and will into developing something that is important and precious to us is important, understanding as we go forward in our present and our future that we're building something here, and we need to understand that it requires our diligent attention. That word again. So we need to be very present and very intentional about what we are creating, and possibly too the energy of why are we wanting it? Why? What is the energy behind it? More beauty, more pleasure, more happiness, more well-being, more satisfaction. That quality of energy helps us to define why we're doing it and helps to reinforce the doing of it, the regular showing up and applying ourselves in service to the unfolding of this greater vision. The present card is the Sun, which is another beautiful card, a major arcana. This is the card of evolution, the evolution of humanity, of how we are rising from a more dense sort of iteration of humanness to something more elevated, more energetic, more of a field of light force energy rather than just a density, a clump of cells on a chair, right? I mean, we always were more, but the energy was heavier and denser, and now the energy is shifting. There is more light, there is more space in between now, in between the cells, in between the atoms, in between the energy. There's just something broader, a greater field of light and energy happening that is affecting all of us, and including the planet. I mean, we are part of the planet, and as she transforms and changes, so are we changing and transforming. So this card of the Sun in this present environment is just reminding us of this evolutionary process that we are in the midst of, and what do we want to do with it? How do we want to do it? We want to do it well. We want to be contributing something magnificent to the collective field. So this card of the Sun is just this powerful reminder about the evolutionary energy that we're in the midst of, and that it is for our highest and greatest good, that it is in service to us as humanity becoming more. And how are we going to harness it? How intentional are we going to be around it? And, so what does that mean? Well, that means being more conscious, perhaps, of the thoughts that we're having, more conscious of our actions, what we're doing, what we're saying, how we're being. Our words have power. And so it's very, very important to become aware of the words that we are speaking, because they become an attraction point for our manifestation. So if we're constantly saying negative things about ourselves or other people, or about anything really, I keep thinking about people I know saying, oh, it's to die for. Really? Is it? Coming back to the awareness of what are we saying? What is our message to the universe through our language? Even if we don't think we're talking to life, we are, and life is listening all the time. So this quality of diligent application of our attention, our will, our words, our energy, our power is being called into greater awareness right now. We really need to be mindful of where we're putting our energy, what we're doing with our attention, what are we doing with our focus, what are we speaking into the field of creation, because every word that we speak is going out into life. And what do we want to pull back from that? What do we want to manifest from that? So those of us who are perhaps on a more intentional path, who are really diligently lining up with this quality of energy, lining up with our yes, getting outside into nature, coming home to ourselves, being in our bodies as much as possible so we can be as present and intentional as possible in every moment, rather than wandering the world in the ethers of the mind. This intentionality will really, really serve us and the collective field, because we are all connected to the rest of humanity. We're not separate from. So the more of us who are being diligent, the more of us who are practicing speaking with intention and speaking with love and kindness and respect and beauty, the more that helps to shift the collective field. And if we can help others to become aware of their language, that can be really helpful too. So this idea of evolution, of diligence with regards to this evolution, what are we wanting to create? Knowing that this is the generative potential that's happening at this time. What are we breathing life into? What are we giving energy and life to at this time? Good questions, big questions. Because we are creating the world. Another major arcana, final card of the major arcana, as it cycles back into the Fool and starts all over again, because it's not a circle, it's actually a spiral, and it's always expanding and growing, because that is the nature of life. There's this incredible cyclical quality of life, growing, expanding, then slowly contracting, and getting small again. So that's the life into death and cycling back again. So it's all part of it. The yin and the yang, or at least certainly in our world of duality, we have that as our reality here. I sometimes wonder how far beyond that reality we'll be able to reach with this new evolutionary perspective, whether we'll transcend that duality and transcend into something completely different that we can't fathom in our current density state. Speculations aside, here we are going into the world. Major Arcana, the near future, what we are expanding into. It's like we are the dancers with life. We are co-creating with life. We have to do this with intention and with a mindfulness of this whole planet that we are on and all of the life here. It's not just about us. It's about us in relationship to life and the magnificent co-creative experience of becoming more connected with life again. Humanity has gone on this little weird, detour where we've separated from life. We've separated from nature. We've gone away from it all. We wear shoes. We live in apartment buildings. We're surrounded by electromagnetic radiation, which is different than the natural radiations that the planet emits and the sun emits. We're doing this wacky, crazy thing that humans do. We're trying things on, seeing how it fits. And what sticks, and what doesn't, well, it's time to let go of. And we're in the midst of a time of discerning what no longer works. And there's a lot that no longer works. I mean, who are we kidding? It's the reality of what we're seeing every day, isn't it? So what do we prefer? What do we know now as a result of this incredible, intense contrast that we've been living through? What's important? What beautiful world do we want to pull in? And how do we want to craft it? Through our words, through our actions, through our attention. What are we giving energy to? Are we feeding the old dysfunctional systems? Because when we put our attention there, that's essentially what we're doing. We're nourishing those old systems. And you could say that the noise that's being made at this time via our media, which is a spokesperson, so to speak, for those systems, is trying to ensnare our attention. It's getting more and more dramatic and more intense. Oh boy, you better pay attention because it's a scary thing and it could happen any minute. Okay, but how does that serve you in your life right here, right now? How does it serve each and every one of us in being better people, in pulling this new future forward, in making it real and happen right here and now? Because our point of power is our now. As powerful creators with life, this right here, right now, is this place and the space where we're going to create from. And this is where we need to be. With love, with attention, with intention, with presence, with will. We create. So pull your energy back in. Get all those little tentacles and tendrils of energy that you've left all over the place. Take a nice deep breath. Call them back. Call your energy back to you. So you're whole and grounded and fully present in doing the good work that you and you alone are here to do. Being the best iteration of yourself. Being the clearest, most beautiful, most elevated self that you can be in this moment. Understandably, we are human. We will have good days and bad days, ups and downs and all arounds. Yes. Knowing that and still choosing to be the best that we can be here and now. That's what's before us. That's the choice point. That's where our power is. This is what will create the beautiful new world we all know is possible because we are active co-creators in this process. We are the ones dancing with life. We are the ones creating this magnificent symphony of beauty and possibility and all the other stuff. But humanity is not meant to go backwards. We are on an evolutionary journey. That's what this card is reminding us of. We're here to expand, to become more, to be all that we are here to be. Not to get smaller, not to contract, not to go into fear, not to do the old, same old, same old. It's time for change, and we all know it. And we look at our leaders and we shake our heads and we think, what are they thinking? Well, they're probably not. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm not in their heads, kind of don't want to be. My work is to do this work here with you. My work is to stay as present as I can in my own life and to be the clearest channel that I can be, as is your opportunity. And together, we will transform the world because energetically, that intentionality is way more powerful than a lack of intention, than a lack of mindfulness, than a default existence. So keep going, butterflies. And our foundation card, the Lovers. Foundation, why we're having the reading this week. So the Lovers is about the distraction that happens because we are human, shiny thing. We got to watch it. We got to go. It just triggers our emotions, so we get hooked. That's the nightly news. It's all about hooking people so they come back and plug in again and again and again. It's that hormonal rush that happens when something is intense. It's kind of addictive. But if we're not being mindful of it or aware of it, then we just do it without awareness, and we're at the effect of it rather than aware of ourselves and saying, okay, yep, that's fine. And really, is that where my energy and attention needs to be right now? Is that where I need to be focusing? How can I be contributing differently? The Lover's card is about distraction. We have this couple here, and she's holding her partner in true love's light embrace. Her chakras are all lit up. She's very intentional about being the best that she can be and holding that wonderful nurturing space for her partner and for their relationship to thrive in. No smothering, no dominating, simply holding beautiful space, respectful, kind, loving space. And yet this guy is distracted by the sultry little woman down here in the corner of the picture. And there's the question of, how are we getting pulled off our center? How are we getting pulled away from true love's light embrace of life, this beautiful dance that we're in? Where are we putting our intention? Where are we putting our focus? Once again, where our attention and energy and focus goes, that's where we're creating. That's what we're pulling towards us. This card is very clear about how are we crafting our lives and our experiences. If we're speaking negativity out, if we're speaking hatred, if we're speaking negativity and unkindness and self-loathing and all of those things, if we're using our language to express that energetically is what we're pulling in. So it's very important to pay attention once again to what are we thinking, what are we saying, how are we doing it? Not to loathe ourselves or be angry at ourselves if we are constantly having these thoughts, but to take a deep breath. Get curious and say, why? Why am I in this state? And unpacking it, well, that's where I love the work of EFT, emotional freedom technique, because it's such a powerful tool when we're in an acute state of something to loosen it off and create some space within ourselves so we can get curious. We can release those triggers. We can release that intensity of experience so we can be more relaxed, more peaceful, more grounded, more centered, and more present and intentional as we create. So the card this week is, where are we distracted? The foundation card. Where are we distracting ourselves? What are we paying attention to? Where are we putting our precious energy and attention? Because we only have so much. We all know that. We have this finite limit. These magnificent human bodies. We are human. We need to sleep. We need to renew ourselves through the process of sleep and rest and rejuvenation and all of those things. There's only 24 hours in a day, and we're only awake for a certain amount of that. So our energy and attention is incredibly precious and incredibly powerful. And, the existing power structures know this. That's why they use the hooks to reel people in and keep them hooked with one intense thing after another, one crazy, wacky thing after another. And, some of this isn't even the mainstream media. Some of it is alternative stuff too. Just notice the hooks. Get curious about it. Notice what hooks you. Wonder about that a little bit. What is it? Why is it that that is compelling to you? It may be that it's part of what you're here to work on. It's part of what you're here to contribute to. It's part of what you're here to change and transform. So it might be part of your yes. More likely, no, it's often just some entertaining or shocking or intense thing that just kind of scoops our attention because, well, we do like intensity. A lot of us as humans. We like feeling alive. We have a very strange idea of it because those intensity experiences are often not in natural ways. They come through media. They come through screens rather than what we live right here, right now. Not for everybody. There are all those people, those amazing athletes, all those people live out there on the edge, feeling their edge in the real world. And that really is the opportunity for us to come home to our bodies, to be here really now, and participate fully in the real experience of being embodied human. Breathing, noticing, getting curious, feeling, responding, being with the people we know and love, moving through our communities, moving through the nature, moving through the cities, holding love, holding appreciation, holding gratitude, so that as you move through those spaces, your passage is a blessing Think of yourself as fairy dust. Everywhere we walk, we could be leaving a trail of beauty, of glitter, of shininess, of something wonderful, shifting the energy of the spaces that we pass through our energetic set point. That's part of what we are all about as the evolutionary human, as an evolutionary being that's becoming more light, more energy, more frequency, and less density and heaviness. We're becoming, was it more wave, less particle? I sometimes get that wrong, so forgive me if I did. So this reading this week, we have 3 major arcana. We have this beautiful card of craftsmanship. Just come home to ourselves. What is the beautiful world we want to create? And we don't need to swallow that whole thing whole and figure it all out by ourselves. But what is the quality of the world that you want to live into? What qualities does it have? Who will you be in that world? How will you move in that space? How will you show up? What will it feel like to wake up in that beautiful world every day, knowing that you get to show up and be this wonderful being that you are, sharing your gifts, dancing with life, and co-creating magnificently into the future, not only for yourself, but for the good of all humanity. It's a pretty wonderful vision for us to kind of get into, to start nourishing and feeding with our attention, with our energy, with our words, with our deliberation. It's very powerful and very, very important. So let's pull ourselves back from distractions, unworthy distractions, and get down to the things that we're here to do. Make the world more wonderful by being who we are. Okay, so I think that's a pretty clear reading for this week. Look what's at the bottom, the Ace of Hearts. That's the card of love, which is what it's all about anyway, isn't it? It's all about showing up and being as much of the love energy as we can be. And I know it's not easy, especially if we get into that dense fear place that, like I said, our culture is so good at triggering within us. And if that's the case for you, maybe take a little holiday from it. It is really intense right now. And really, in the larger scheme of life, the universe and everything, if you withdraw your attention from it, what will happen? Will the world fall apart? No. If you withdraw your attention and you bring it home to you and your life and your surroundings and the people around you with love and care and kindness and respect and beauty for yourself and for the life around you, that will ripple out into the collective field of humanity and it will transform everything. That's why we're here. This is our purpose with a P. And of course, it takes different forms and shapes because we are all different and we all have magnificent yeses calling us onward into more life. And we're all here to co-create. We're all here to be part of this wave. And so the question is, how do we do it? And how soon is now? Can we do it right now? Can we be here on purpose, in love, in service, changing the world? I think we can. I know we can. We're doing it right now. So what is it that we need to know, Creator? What is this summary card for this week, our card to grow on, so that we can pull the wisdom of this reading into our life with us and remember the teachings so they can make us stronger and clearer and healthier, more vital, and remind us to keep our energy in the now in beautiful ways. New beginnings on the level of the earth element, Princess of Pentacles. So princesses in my deck are pages and others, and that's that quality of newness, of fresh starts, of new beginnings, potentially babies. You just think about that new life that baby represents. It's huge. The acorn that grows into the oak tree, that quality of potential that exists. And this is on the earth element. We can transform the earth element. Now, the earth element is everything that has to do with being in a body and loving being in a body. All of our sense organs. It's about the body itself, being happy, being healthy, being strong, being vital, being connected to the world outside, growing food. It's about getting out into nature. It's about making beauty, listening to beauty, appreciating beauty. It's about family and feasting and community and just the glorious experience of being an embodied human at this time. So this is a new beginning, remembering we are on the cusp of this brilliant new beginning for humanity. We are part of it. We chose as spirits to be here now, to be part of facilitating this happening on the planet. We're here for each other. We're here for this planet. We're here for all life. We're here to do this well. There's new beginnings on the level of the earth element. And we're doing it in bodies. It's important that we're in bodies. It's important. Otherwise we wouldn't be here in bodies. It wouldn't matter. But because we are, it's really important to appreciate and understand the value and the importance of a body, being in a body, the energy of it, and through the breath actually being in the body rather than traipsing around in the ethers of the mind. And what do we need to do to make being in the body safe and happy and comfortable and magnificent and beautiful and rich and fulfilling? Because when it's all of that, life becomes so full. And there's healing work for sure that needs to happen for some of us to feel at peace and at home in our bodies. And there are wonderful people out there holding space for that possibility too. We have so much good going on the planet, everyone. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. And please unplug a little bit from the news if you're still watching it, because really, it's not helping you to envision the new future, unless you still need that dramatic contrast. But just observe. Observe if you are benefiting from the contrast or if you're getting hooked into the story that's making you contract and become smaller and go into fear and density, where really you're not much good in terms of your contribution. You're just being a small, little, dense thing. And right now we need fully fledged, luminous beings with fields of energy that are dazzlingly brilliant and gorgeous and filling the world with light and love and well-being and happiness and fulfillment. So, what will you choose? I know what I'd like to do and what I'm striving to do in and around the stuff of life. And with that, my friends, I invite you to close your eyes and let's close the reading together. Nice deep breath. And take another one because boy, it's good. Knowing that every breath we are bringing in, that magnificent connection to all life everywhere. The breath we are breathing has traveled through the lungs of all creatures on this planet. Now it's passed through us. And we bring that beautiful, magnificent energy, that fresh life force, that oxygen into our field, into our biology. And our biology makes use of it. And it creates this amazing, amazing chain of events, of reactions in our body. And then we release on the out breath. Our body cleanses itself through the out breath, releasing what no longer serves us. With ease, every day, all day, our body, our biology is already designed to renew us and heal us and balance us and release what no longer serves us. It happens with the breath. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, and we have just finished this reading of the week for April 26th to May 3rd, 2024. I am so grateful for this opportunity to do this work. I'm grateful for the wisdom that comes through every week in support of our personal and collective highest and greatest good. I ask that this message finds its way to whoever needs it right now, for their good, for their reassurance that they are in the right place at the right time, and that all is well, and that we will, personally and collectively, transform life in good ways through our positive attention and energy and intention, that we are creating this beautiful future together. And it starts right here, right now, in this moment, within ourselves, from a place of love, from a place of observation, of curiosity, of wonder, of appreciation, and of care. I want to thank all those who are walking with us at this time, all those who love us, the grandmothers and the grandfathers who've come before, the generations who are to come, all the beings and guides and support and angels that surround us all day, every day, all rooting us on, holding us in beautiful ways. I'm grateful for this family web of light that we are each and every one of us part of, whether we are aware of it or not. And I send love and light out into this web, into this field of light. Love and light, that we may each find our heart, our home, our center, our yes, and return to life through that yes, bringing our gifts to bear in magnificent ways, seeing and affirming and evoking the highest and best in each other and ourselves, so that we can joyfully and brilliantly support this incredible time of transformation and have a good time in the process. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity to be of service, and thank you for being here once again. I'm grateful for your love, your light, for your intention, for your journey on this path, for your willingness to take the journey and to be as mindful as possible, and for being human and real about it too. We are doing this. As I said before, this is for us, for all of us. So if there's anyone you know who might benefit from these readings, please feel free to share these. And I wish you much love and light, and I look forward to seeing you again next Friday. In the meantime, take good care. Bye for now.